Hello everyone, Celeste here, and today I'm going to be doing my review on the first batch of episodes from Let's Play. So, as I was scraping the surface of the media on this webtoon, my brain basically printed out a little script that revealed the entire summary about what the webtoon was about, and if I can find it, it says, Nerdy video game dev enters reverse harem. Okay, we're doing one of these. This webtoon has a shit ton of episodes, so I'm gonna have to divide this up into multiple videos. I will put a section in this video for each episode summary, and without that further ado, let's get started. Oh, this thing is more of a rated 18. I'm almost 18. You know what? Fuck it. Early birthday. Happy birthday to... Okay, so right off the bat, we begin our story off with a pretty good character backstory in my opinion. It explains that when the main character was little, she loved playing a lot of video games, and that's kind of what inspired her to become a video game developer. After she got her degree in college, she decided to program her first ever indie game, which is titled Ruminate. Pretty interesting name, but it also seems like a last-minute decision. Our protag Sam then submits the game to Newgrounds, which is... Wait, no, not Newgrounds. I read that wrong. Indigeneer? Is that how you read it? Really tricked me with the layout. And can we just take a moment to look at Sam's profile picture real quick? You can't convince me that that cat does not look like that one Squidward photo. You know the one where Squidward's really shocked and kind of looks like he accidentally ate his entire jawline? Followed by his nose just shrinking and drying out like a raisin. It's even staring in the same direction too. But long story short, Sam's game did get a very good review. And after Sam explains her hope one more time, it fasts forward to an AI-generated Markiplier playing Getting Over It. Ruminate.
Blarn, welcome back to this fun.
This guy is streaming himself or filming himself playing the game, and he says something like, that's a lot of sharp objects in a tender? This guy is taking his proverbial building blocks for his sentences and putting it in the square hole. Like, sure, it works, but you could have done better with your wording, you know? As they always said in Arthur, phrasing. I'm not allowed to show this, but on the little game over screen in the webtoon, there's someone literally stuck a wooden sword in this guy's ass. Like, okay, is there a reason why you didn't go through the stomach? Oh my lord. Brings a whole new meaning to the idiom pain in the ass. So he gets mad because the game is too difficult, and then he explains in the video that the developer needs some critique. The criticism is pretty amateur. He basically just says, don't put things in the game that make people mad. Guess we really did see this guy kind of playing Getting Over It. And since this guy is painted as a big influencer, the only way we can really do that is by him using his magical powers that he has over his fanbase, and then he persuades them to basically raid the game and lower its rating immensely. The rating on the game, it went from an 8.2 all the way down to a 0.3. Which, in my humble opinion, should have been the official rating for MILF Manor, or as I'd like to call it, Chris Chan's private theme park. The rating of 0.3, that is. And if I'm looking into everything correctly, this happened all in one night. So the day after that, we see that Sam decides to take her dog for a walk. The dog notices some boxes and starts barking at the boxes, and then Sam sees this and she's like, is someone moving in next door? Sam basically begins wondering to herself, I wonder who's moving in. I guess they're all nice and quiet, but boom, bitch slap. Her glasses get knocked off, and we get a very interesting shot. I mean, it's not even a new thing at this point. I've seen it multiple times. Artists will find any sort of lame excuse or plot point to just illustrate that one frame of a man touching some, boobies. What the fuck? So guess who's moving in? If you guessed the influencer who basically had their audience raid Sam's game, then you're correct. Now, I'm going to go back because there was a point where he said in the video that he was moving, and he's like, don't worry, I'll still be uploading. But I'm definitely sure that moving takes a much longer process than just overnight. Now, granted, it could have been his last day in the old home, but even then, moving companies do not even put in that many hours overnight. And the next day, nobody else but him shows up at the apartment complex. And since there's no, moving company people, I'd like to think that he just stole a truck and said, alright, I'ma head out of my old home. Like he moves to different places on a weekly basis. So the influencer, or the YouTuber as they call it, gets a bit more closer up to Sam to ask if she's okay. After Sam notices that this was the same person that managed to have his whole entire fan base raid her game, she kind of reacts to it like a cat seeing a cucumber for the first time in forever. And that is where our episode ends. So before I get to the next one, I'm going to take a bit of an intermission because I am apparently stuck in a car. And I need to take a piss. So after Sam notices that the VTuber is her neighbor, she basically loses her shit, starts flopping all over the floor like a fish. The VTuber then tries to retrieve Sam's glasses. Sam's dog thinks that this is the real-life equivalent to a Minecraft player hitting Sam, so he gets ferocious. Sam looks at her dog as if she just entered a low-budget sequel to Cujo. Then the guy just goes like, ooh, doggy, I wanna pick it up and snuggle it, and he does. Which, in this case, I find it kind of ironic that Sam named her dog Bowser, because if the pet barely ever got feral, then why the hell did you name it Bowser? The dog looks more like Fishy Boopkins. I'm calling the dog Boopkins from now on. Just seems like a much more fitting name rather than Bowser. Sam gets her glasses back on and then she retrieves Boopkins from the VTuber. We then realize that the VTuber's name is Martial Law. Sam then says, I know who you are, followed along with pretty much an entire Wikipedia article about this Marshall guy. Then she tells him her name. Then Marshall is like, oh my god, game developer. And then Sam said, you do realize I made the game that you were playing last night. Marshall tries to justify his so-called criticism, and then Sam is like, you're an idiot! Because he skipped the instructions of the game and just started playing it like it was some other RPG. Sam then walks off with Boopkins, and then Marshall turns over and he's like, basically done you a favor, woman. And then she goes full Karen on him, saying, I'm gonna sue you the next time I run into you. So for our third episode, we arrive at a cafe, and then the register is like, Sam, are you good? And then Sam basically acts like the world is ending. Just because a ripoff of Markiplier is living as her neighbor. A blonde dude that I can only assume is our next addition to the reverse harem pops up from the door and he's basically like, who the hell is stealing all the toilet paper? Who the actual hell steals public toilet paper? That isn't even toilet paper. You know why they give free samples out at the supermarket? That's because they're warning you about the public toilet paper. And also inflation. Thank you, COVID. Anyways, back to the story. So the blonde guy goes over to Sam, and Sam basically tells him the whole entire story on how Marshall's fanbase basically raided her game and got her account suspended. Then the blonde dude's like, wait, what? And then Sam starts talking in nerd. He's too ditzy to understand her last sentence, and then he starts to feel pity for her. Because if you've seen this whole situation happen back and forth before, you'll understand that it is pretty unfair. The sad reality of a big influencer's fanbase was decently illustrated here, so props to the author. So as the story continues, we see that two girls walk into the cafe, and then they realize that Sam is upset. Then everything just turns into one big console party. The two friends are kind of like Ruby and Sapphire from Steven Universe. Yes, it's sweet, but it's also kind of a bland and tasteless scene between friends. Like, sure, it's nice to have it, but I don't really think it's necessary. And I don't really like how things are just brought up with little to no background so carelessly either. It's like when a drunk person is pretty much done spilling the beans about their entire life, and then you just decide to go and unpeel a banana and offer it to them. Like, oh, thanks for the banana. My mouth isn't really working well at the moment, so I'm gonna try and eat this through my butt. So episode 3 ends with Sam bidding farewell to these friends, and then she gets reminded of her problems one more time. I kind of started to question myself on this whole story in general, so I looked up a few things, and then I realized, oh wait, this was more of a rom-com. Feels like the author just said, here, I'm gonna give you this very emotional backstory of our main character, and then, like a few episodes later,
oh my dude, you just got pranked!
Sam's taking care of her laundry, and then she's talking with a worried Angela on the phone. And then Angela says, did you run in the marshmallow? Which is Angela's nickname for Marshall. I don't know, her calling Marshall Marshmallow makes Marshall look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Try saying that 5 times fast. Breaking news, everyone. While terrorizing the city, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man proceeds to take a college student with him onto the tower, recreating King Kong. In other words, Angela, get to the fucking... You should listen to Tripod though. They are pretty funny, and probably much funnier than I'll ever be. But hey, I'm trying. So after a little more chit-chat, the door knocks and Sam is like, oh god, please don't be Marshall. And she looks through the peephole and realizes that it's a short old lady. To be more specific, it's the landlady. The landlady then says, do you want to see your new neighbor, yes or no? And then Sam's like, no, I have stuff to do. And the landlady's like, that isn't a choice, say yes. And then she drags her to see Marshall regardless of her consent. After they get to the door to Marshall's apartment, the old lady then has a greeting with Marshall, and then she's like, hey, you've met Sam before, right? And then Marshall's like, yes. Then he looks at Sam and he's like, forget that. Let's shake hands and act like we're definitely not taking me to court after this. Sam thinks to herself, I'd rather not, and then the old lady just gives her a look, which is very creepy in my opinion. I know that the author was trying to add a more comedic tone to this scene, but it just doesn't fit right, especially when she looks like she's holding Boopkins hostage. I would have preferred it if she just said, look Sam, shake this guy's hand or else I'm gonna throw your dog in the oven when I get back with him. Because at least in that scenario, the old lady would have just thrown her innocence in the garbage and not play this off like it's all cute and stuff. And if you've known me, you'll understand that the pink fluffy unicorn dancing on rainbow style of comedy doesn't really fit my sense of humor. Sam and Marshall then shake hands, and then Marshall's like, hey, nice callus. Who knew that thick layers of skin on someone's hand could lead to an entire conversation about games that they have played throughout their history? Sam then stops for a moment, she's like, what the hell is happening? But then she proceeds to hang out with Marshall. After they enter Marshall's apartment, Sam sees some boxes with some, stuff. And then the episode ends right there. And I think I just received a diaper advertisement on what the So the episode starts out with just Sam chilling on the couch and playing video games. Sam looks back at when she was checking the box labels earlier and she realized, oh, this ain't weird stuff, this is Marshall's clothing. Fast forward over to Marshall and then we see that he's bidding farewell to the landlady and says that you are also highly inappropriate for a landlady. And I'm surprised that that lady hasn't gotten arrested yet. Or at least a restraining order. You know what? I would pay good money to see a Super Smash Bros. Tournament between an old lady and a police officer. I'll pay you $50, deal?
This is Democracy Manifest. Get your hand off my penis!
So Marshall notices Sam looking at the labels. And he's like, it's not what you think. My friends just put some weird stuff on the labels. As Sam is leaving with the landlady, Marshall proceeds to order some Chinese takeout, and he's like, hey Sam, you want some? And then Sam's like, no. But hey, that restaurant has some good stuff. You can't go wrong. We fast forward back to the present, and Sam is sitting on the couch contemplating on whether or not she has been too hard on Marshall in the past couple of days. But before you know it, Marshall's jump scare of a YouTube intro proceeds to, smack Sam out of contemplating. And now Sam realizes that she will probably have an extra dose of sleep deprivation. I'm gonna wrap this video up here right now due to the stupid YouTube deadline. This has been my summary of the first 5 episodes on Let's Play. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave a like. But don't actually hit the subscribe button. You will regret it. No, I'm just kidding. April Fools! But you should definitely hit that subscribe button. I want to get to 250 before summer is over. But anyways, Let's Play? More like Let's Alt F4. Oh wait, no.
Hey, editor here. I think Celesta is a pretty entertaining girl. Wouldn't you agree? You should subscribe for more quality content.